I'm Christy Torres. You're the baby Christies. Now let's get into the video. Good morning, baby Christies. Thanks for clicking back on another video. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Christy. You're a baby Christy now. And I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to always, like this video, give it a big thumbs up. It's all about support here, Just give me a like, comment, subscribe. Sorry I'm not that hyped today. It's like bad day so far. For me at least. And plus it's raining, so even better, right? So I'm not even gonna talk for that long, but today's gonna be a story time of when I moved out of my mom's house at the age of 16. So hope you guys enjoy it. Stay tuned to the end because I got something to say and you guys are gonna want to hear it. Don't just be skipping through either. Don't be skipping through. Watch this whole video, like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to this channel. Now y'all know I'm playing when I say all that. Y'all don't have to, but it'll help me. So story time. Okay, I was dating someone that's not my boyfriend at the time, and you know how females are, we get attached and we'll do anything for them and all of that shenanigans. So that's what happened in my case. And okay, my mom's house, I respect her house. Like, I would never just bring any random guy without her permission first. Like, that's just not me. So I always used to go out and stay with my friends and stuff until nighttime, but I respected my mom's house enough to be back before 10 o'clock, because I know she sleeps, everybody else works, and I don't want to be banging on the door trying to get in. So I respected enough to come back at a certain time. So this one night I was out partying with a couple friends, and like I said, I'm a responsible person, so if I'm drinking, smoking, I wouldn't drive. But I know how much my limit is, and I know like my tolerance for liquor and stuff like that. So I only took like 4 or 5 shots of Hennessy, smoked once, and I was still okay. Wasn't wobbling, my speech was perfect, like I could still see clear, nothing was blurry, nothing like that. So I came home around 10:30. I drove myself home because I don't want, like I said again, like I don't want to bang on my mom's door and have her wake up. So my face is so red. So I came home around 10:30, and my brother that didn't live with us was there, and he cleans a lot. So when he comes to my mom's house, he'll clean for her and stuff, because he knows that she's sick and that she needs help and stuff. And if I'm not there, my other siblings are not there, nobody's cleaning, like doing the dishes and stuff like that. So he made sure he cleaned the house for my mom. And then my stepfather, at this time, me and him were not getting along as we should, especially living in the same household. So we weren't getting along, and I walked in, and it's late, so I take off my shoes because my shoes make a lot of noise on wood floor. Take off my shoes, sit on the couch, turn on the TV, turned it down, and continue watching TV. Mind you, my brother was basically done cleaning. All he had left was like 2 dishes, and that was it. Like, there was nothing else to clean in the house. So my stepfather, he yells my name from the top of the stairs, because he's obviously sleeping in the room upstairs. So he yells my name. He's like, Tina, like viciously screaming my name. And I'm like, why is he angry? Like, I'm home early, So he keeps calling my name, and I get up finally, and I'm like, what? Like, not in a rude way, like, what? But like, that's how we usually talk to each other. We're not like, yeah, or like, hey, how can I help you, or like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not like that. We're that type of family, like, what? Like, so he was like, oh, why are you just sitting downstairs? There's plenty of cleaning to do, like trying to come at me. And I'm like, what do you mean there's plenty of cleaning to do? He's already done. And then my brother comes out, he's like, yeah, I'm already done, da 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 da. So my stepfather's like, oh, you're lazy, you don't do nothing, like trying to come at me. And I'm like, but every time I stay home, I help you guys, like I even pay some of the bills, and like I do stuff. So I'm like, this is just coming randomly out of your mouth. Today, the one day that I actually go out and come home early thinking everything's gonna be fine, it's not. So he took it upon himself to call me names, call me this, call me that he's gonna do this, he's gonna smack me, and all that bull. But I was like paying no mind to it, because that's, like I said, we usually talk to each other like that, but not meaning it. So we're arguing, and then he's like, oh, you don't do nothing, you were just gonna sit on the couch watching your brother clean, da 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 da. But the first thing I did when I walked in the house is take off my shoes and make sure he was fine and nothing else needed to be done. He even told me he only had like 2 dishes left, so like what else is there to clean? The bathrooms were clean, everything else was clean. I'm telling you, like sparkling clean, like he mopped and everything. Like, if I say so, like myself, he probably wiped down the whole walls, and he did everything. So I'm like confused at this point, and I'm like, what? And then he's still coming at me, and sometimes I'm the type to argue back, but at this point I was just like, oh, you're crazy, like why are you talking to me like this, and you know, playing victim. So that happened, and then he's like, oh, you need to get out this house. Okay, so the argument was on and off. So by this time it was like 1 o'clock in the morning by this time, because he'll kept coming at me and I'll come at him, and we just kept going back and forth with the arguing. So I was just like, you know what, whatever. And then right when he said, oh, you need to get out this house, I was like, hold up, you need to get out of this house, this is my mom's house. Like thinking, like, you know, your mom will never betray her kid and stuff like that. So I was like, no, 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 if anything, you need to get out this house, you need to up and leave, like you need to get out. And he was like, oh, nah, I ain't leaving nowhere, like trying to come at me. And I'm like, my mom got my side, obviously. She hears the arguing, right? Obviously she hears the arguing, she has to. And she's gonna be like that he's crazy and all that shenanigans, like a mom would obviously do, because that's a stepdad, you know, her kids come first. So he's like, oh, you need to leave, you need to leave. I was like, nah, if anything, you need to leave. You're not on the leash. You're not supposed to be here. Like, I'm just going off, like, stating facts. And he felt some type of way. And at this point, my mom gets up. And like I said, she's sick. So she takes medicine to go to sleep. But sometimes it makes her loopy. And stuff. Like, she can't remember certain things that happens throughout the day because of those pills. So basically she comes to the stairs and she's like, what's going on, in Spanish. And I'm telling her, like, he's trying to get me out of the house because supposedly I don't do nothing, and all I did was walk in. I came in at a generous time. I was thinking about you guys. I came in, make sure Anthony was good. He said he only had 2 dishes left, that everything else is done. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to redo everything he did? Like I'm coming, like, I'm not coming at my mom, but I'm angry, so I'm yelling. And then he's like, nah, she needs to get the F out. Nobody wants her here. Like, coming at me, hard body. So my mom looked at me and she was like, you need to go. My anger went through the roof. Through the roof. And she's like, you need to get out. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And I was just like, wow, you're going to pick a guy over your kids? Mind you, I'm 16. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. So I run upstairs to my room, which is in the attic, 3rd floor, which I have to pass them. So I bumped him and everything. I was just like, boom, 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 like, run my way. So I bumped him or whatever, and then he did something, and I just ignored it. So that happened. He did something, I ignored it, and I was like, okay, cool beans. Then I put on my shoes, I get my jacket, I grab a pair of clothes because I obviously know I'm not staying the day there. So I walk out the house, I close the door and make sure I grab my keys so whenever they're not home, I could come home and grab whatever the hell I want. So I put on my shoes and I walked down the stairs, and he was like, he's talking under his breath, like, oh, that's what I thought, like, get out of this house and all that bull. So I'm like, whatever. I'm like, F you, F this, you a beast, like, you know, like cursing him off a storm. And yeah, so I'm walking. Mind you, where I live, it's a really dangerous area. Like, when I walk out of my mom's house, there's basically candles lit for people that passed away on every corner. That's how dangerous my street was. Well, it still is, because it's really dangerous. But yeah, so basically it's late night, people get robbed, people get stabbed, shot, raped. Like, my street is bad. So I'm like, wow, they really like setting me up here. I'm a 16-year-old female walking 1 o'clock in the morning by myself. Okay, and at this point my phone was on like 13%, so I only had a few people to call, see who's coming to get me. So I'm walking late night, thinking of where I'm going, like, where am I walking to, whose house am I going to. First thing that pops in my head is my friend Alfonso. Yeah, I know him from the previous video. That was my friend, like I said, my friend at one point. So I call my friend Alfonso, and I'm like, hey, can I crash at your house? Like, stuff is going on. And he's like, of course, like I'll come get you. And I'm like, okay, great. And then he's like, where are you? I was like, well, right now I'm walking past Longworth, and I live in the Hill. And then he lives in West Haven, and he was like, all right, just stay in one spot and I'll come get you. And then I'm like, I'm gonna keep walking, I'm not staying in one spot, I'll walk towards your house. And yeah, so I was just like, okay, cool, like, I'm gonna keep walking, because if you stay in one spot, people could sneak up on you. Like, I don't know, I feel like my guard is down when I'm not walking and I'm staying in one spot. So knowing that it's late night, people come after you, or that it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and this guy approaches me. He's like, excuse me, miss. And like, I try to ignore him, because you never know what's gonna happen. It's 1 o'clock at night, like, you're crazy trying to approach a female. He's like, excuse me, excuse me. And he runs up to me from behind. So I turn around fast, and I'm like, what? Like, when you hear somebody run, obviously you're gonna turn around fast. So I'm like, what? And he's like, oh, can I ask you a question? I was like, yeah, what is it? Still walking backward, making sure nobody's behind me. And he was like, oh, do you have a phone I can use? I was like, I have a phone, but it's not on. It's on, but like, I'm not gonna let you use my phone to rob me. Like, you're crazy. So I was like, oh, my phone's not connected, I'm sorry. Maybe you'll find somebody else walking around that has a connected phone. And I kept walking. And then he kept like walking beside me. He was like, oh, it was like not beside me, but beside me. Like, I'm right here, he's a little bit like to the side of me, but behind me some. And I'm like speed walking at this time, because you never know what's gonna happen in the Hill. And he's like, oh, what is a pretty young lady like you doing out here this late? I was like, meeting up friends. And then he was like, oh, where are you meeting them up at? I was like, well, they live over here. Like, I'm saying they live over here. I didn't point to any specific house, I just pointed to that area. I was like, oh, they live over here. Because like, if I told him, oh, they live in West Haven, no, don't worry, he's obviously gonna be like, all right, you're far from your destination, nobody knows where you're at right now. So I was just like, oh, they're right here waiting for me. So that made him like he was silent for a little bit. Then after that, like, he kept talking to me, and I started to gain like trust in him. Like, not trust, we're like, oh, like, we're best friends, and like, we're buddy. And nah, it was more comfortable for me to be like, okay, he's not gonna do anything, he's not gonna try anything. But after he walked with me for about like 2 minutes, my phone rings. It's Alfonso calling me to see where I'm at. He's like, the guy next to me, he was like, I thought your phone wasn't on. I was like, I thought so too. And then he's like, so I can use your phone? And I was like, listen, I'm gonna be nice. You could use my phone, but if you run, I'm tasing you. Like, I'm running after you. And then like, I was like, listen, I may look a little, you know, chubby, but when I'm angry or I'm scared for my life, I got feet and I can outrun a lot of people. So I was like, you run with my phone, I swear, like, I'm coming after you. No ifs, buts, whats, cuts, like, I don't care. I'm running after you. So he was like, oh, don't worry, I'm not gonna do that. I just need to call my ride. Da, 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 da. So he calls his ride and he hands me back my phone. I was like, thank you, I appreciate you for not running with my phone. He was like, oh, you're welcome. And we keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. Then Alfonso calls me again. He's like, I'm with my mom, where are you? And I guess his mom was on like a little date with her boyfriend. They went to the movies, and then they came out of the movies for me. I appreciate that. And they picked me up, and I ended up staying the night at their house, and that's when I ended up living with them, because my mom was basically looped up, told me to get out of the house. Like, if you tell me something, I take it to heart, and I hold grudges. Like, I hold real bad grudges. It took me 2 years to talk to my, well, 1 year to talk to my mom, 2 years to move back in. Okay? And like I said, I was with Alfonso for like 6 to 8 months living there, because things ended up changing. And I was basically house to house, and then I decided to move back with my mom after she stopped taking her pills, after she got better. And she sat there and apologized to me. She was like, I never kicked you out, I don't know what happened, and I don't want you to feel abandoned and all that. And I was just like I was still holding that grudge against her, and I was just like, you really kicked me out. You picked somebody over your children. Like, I just didn't expect that. I was just so shocked, and I was just like, that's crazy. Like, how can you do that? So me and her, we got on good terms again, and I decided to move back in and got my room, and everything was good. Only thing is that, like, me and my stepfather was still beefing. And I was just like, you know what, we're gonna have to figure out what's giving, what's not giving, because we can't be living in the same household with hostility. So I decided to be the bigger person. I was like, I apologize for this, even though I wasn't really I wasn't really sorry. I didn't care. So yeah, that happened. My eye itches so bad. You know, when you have makeup on, you can't itch your eye. Like, it's just so bad. That's like, yeah, like when I was younger and I was in middle school, I used to wear lots and lots of eyeliner, liquid eyeliner. I always had a wing on. Like, I always had everything on. Like, my face was always done. And I'll forget, and I would just itch my eye, itch it, and then nobody would tell me, oh, your eyeliner smudged, da 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 da, so I could go fix it. They would leave me like that throughout the whole day until I noticed myself. Like, are you kidding me? But yeah, that's it for my video. What I want to say is, don't ever disrespect your parents. I know things might get hard, rough, and it might not be easy at the moment, but when you get older, you start to realize what you've done wrong and how much you need to appreciate them and all that stuff. I forgive her now. Me and her have a closer bond. We've grew back to what we were when we were close. Like, we've grown into what we are supposed to be, if you get what I'm trying to say. Like, we've grown together, and now we're like closer than ever. It's like a learning experience. Like, all right, like, da 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 da. So yeah, not saying to disrespect your parents, not saying to leave the house 1 o'clock in the morning because of an argument. Me being older now, 20, I would definitely have stayed and talked it out instead of arguing, fighting, walking out at a young age. And yeah, that's just something that I would have told myself when I was younger, if I had the chance to. But that is it for my video. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to support, like, comment, and subscribe. With that being said, I told you guys yesterday, if you haven't seen that video, go click back on it, that I'm going to be trying to upload Monday through Friday just this week, because I know it's going to be hard for me to do it every single day. So just this week, it's Monday through Friday. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys liked it. I mean, I didn't think I would get that deep into the story time, because I was just gonna say like the all things that didn't really matter. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling, and I decided to put you out. And I'm glad I did the story time. I'm glad I'm near the camera. I'm glad I'm here. I'm talking, because you know, today I just woke up in a bad mood. No specific reason. Like, you know, females always waking up with something. Like, either you're happy, you're mad, you're sad. Like, at this point I was just like my face was just like that emoji. So don't forget, you know, yeah. And that's it for my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, like I said for like 3 times already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, baby Christies. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you